Well, hello there, dear viewers, and a Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves yesterday, and I'm seeing you here now on Boxing Day, maybe a bit quicker than we may have assumed, but we have a quiz to answer, a BBC News quiz, as is annual tradition at this point, sandwiched right amongst the Milkies at the very end of the year. It's time for your favourite soft content. We go to the BBC News website, we answer their news quiz. It comes in 4 parts. Our first part covers January to March. Let's see what we can remember from the previous 12 months. So, as always, play along at home as you watch. Be honest, keep track of your answers, and once we finish part 4 in a few days' time, you let me know how you did. For me, at least, as always, the minimum goal I'm setting myself is I want to get at least half of the questions right. If I can get half the questions right, that's not too bad. All right then. So let's bring it on up. Quiz of the Year Part 1. How much do you remember about 2024? Test your memory of the year. All right then. Let's get started. There's one of you watching live so far. I'm sure we'll get a few more come along. Your starter for 10. In January, Amol Rajan, the host of BBC Two's University Challenge, found himself going viral on social media after he told a team, "I can't accept drum and bass." What kind of music did he say he needed? This rings a bell. This rings a bell. I think I know the answer to this one. Hello there, Lee Hallam, by the way, here in the chat. And congratulations, Lee, for your side chatter nomination there as well. So he went viral. He said he can't accept drum and bass. What kind of music did he need? I think I saw some memes of this clip, and I think the answer is jungle. So let's see. Jungle is massive. And it was indeed jungle. There we are, correct. That's right, it was jungle. A bonus round of the long-running TV quiz included a question about music, but Aberdeen team captain Emily Osborne answered drum and bass. Rajan's reply, "I can't accept drum and bass, we need jungle, I'm afraid," went viral, spawning countless samples and remixes. Okay, we're 1 for 1. Good start, good start. Queen Margaret Queen Margaret II, the longest-serving monarch in Europe, surprised her country by announcing her abdication in the New Year TV address. Of which country was she queen? Oh. I remember hearing of this at the time. It definitely rings a bell. Monarch announced that they were standing down. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with what the answer to this one is. I'm leaning towards either Denmark or the Netherlands. I want to say Denmark. I'm going to go with Denmark, I think. Lee says he knows this one. Well, by all means, guys, feel free to stick your answers in the chat if you want, especially once I've already said what my guess is going to be, if I don't know it, because then we can't accuse me of copying you, can we? So I'm going to go with Denmark for this one, I think. All right, then. Well, there's a 1 in 3 chance of it being right, even if I'm not quite sure. Hey, it was Denmark. All right, then. That's right, it's Denmark. Margrethe became queen in 1972 upon the death of her father, King Friedrich the Ninth, and formally stepped down on 14th of January 2024, 52 years to the day since her accession. Crown Prince Frederick, the Queen's 55-year-old son, made king on the same day. And Lee Hallam was right. Well done, Lee. All right. Two for 2. 2 for 2 so far. Not bad. Not bad. All right, guys. Did you all have a good Christmas, by the way? Now that a few of you are starting to flock into the chat, I feel like I just want to pause and say hello to you all. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves this Christmas. Okay. Here we are. Next question. Glastonbury Festival founder Michael Avis, I'm assuming that's how we say his name, and best-selling writer Jilly Cooper were among those recognised in the 2024 New Year's Honours list. Who was the youngest recipient of an honour on this year's list? No clue. No clue whatsoever. Jill Gladwell, Tony Hudgell, Rizwan Javed. I don't recognise any of those names. I've got absolutely no idea. Do any of you know? I'm gonna All right, I've picked the one I'm going to guess. If any of you know, claim some credit for yourselves now. Lee Hallam says, "I did. Thanks. Did you, Swiss?" Yes, I did. Thank you. We had a nice Christmas, all the family together. And then today, today I basically just slept for most of the day. I think I slept off most of the food that I ate yesterday. I've got something to share with you guys, by the way. I've got something sitting here, which is a very special present that I got yesterday, which I'll show you at the end of the stream. And that'll give a little clue to some content we'll have coming soon. Frank says, "Hello, Swiss. Hope your Christmas was good. Lots of great telly this year." I'm looking forward to a season 2 of Squid Game is out on Netflix now, I think, or at least it's supposed to come out some point today. So I'm planning on watching that later on. All right then. I've got no idea. I'm gonna guess Jill Gladwell. No, it wasn't. It was Tony Hudgell. All right then. No, it was Tony Hudgell who received a BEM for services to the prevention of child abuse. At 9 years old, he is thought to be the youngest ever recipient of an honour. At 97, Jill Gladwell, wow, I was way off, was the oldest recipient on the list, while Rizwan Javed was awarded an MBE for having saved 29 lives in his work as a station assistant on London's Elizabeth line. Wow, well, congratulations to all of them then. All right, so two out of three. 2 out of 3. Okay, not bad, not bad. An American teenager. Jill is too old a name, Swiss. Yeah, I wasn't thinking, was I? I wasn't. If I'd been doing it off the basis of thinking, right, what's a young person's name, what's an old person's name, I might have. I gave up too quickly, and I just went, fine, I'll guess. An American teenager achieved internet fame when he became the first human believed to have beaten a classic video game. What game was it? Angry Birds, Donkey Kong, or Tetris? I know this one. I saw it at the time. And to be honest with you, at the time when I saw it, I thought, hang on a minute, I'm sure that's already been done. I thought I'd seen online years ago, oh yeah, someone had made it to the very final level of this thing, but apparently not. But the answer was Tetris. There we are. 13-year-old Willis Gibson from Oklahoma posted a video on his YouTube channel of the moment he reached level 157, causing the game to crash. What was I achieving when I was 13? Not beating Tetris, I'll tell you that. Created in 1984 until a few years ago, players believed it was only possible to play up to level 29. I did watch a thing a month or so ago that was it was on YouTube. It was a really interesting little look at the creation of Tetris and the fact that it was created within the Soviet Union. So obviously, because it was all, Soviet, communist Russia and everything, you couldn't have quite the same sort of private ownership and licensing of stuff that a person made as you would in a country where, capitalism and intellectual property and all the rest of it. So there was this really long, drawn out battle for which Western companies would be allowed to license Tetris for countries outside of the Soviet Union, and different companies thinking that they had the licensing, but actually they didn't. And it was put together really cleverly. They had all these different players coming along, all traveling to Russia to try and figure out who'd be allowed to sell it and where, and what counted as a computer or a home video game system, etc., etc. I feel that if you just YouTube search the terms, the story behind Tetris or something like that, you'll probably find it. Games I have heard of, says Lee Hallam. Well, there we are. Right, we got that one. Oh no, sports. Anna Sabalenka won tennis's Australian Open women's singles title for the second year in a row, beating Zheng Qiwen of China in straight sets. Who was the previous woman to retain the Australian title? Just quickly, NA has popped up and said, can't really stay at the moment, we'll watch later. Just dropping in to say, hope you're all having a good Christmas. Thank you very much, NA. And I saw your message that you left the other day as well, wishing a Merry Christmas. I appreciated that. I hope you are enjoying your time as well. Who was the previous woman to retain the Australian title? All right, then. Now, taking the advice from Lee that we had before, which is not giving up too early on when I don't know it, and I guess last time round I should have thought, what is a young person's name? This time I've got to think, what is a tennis player's name? What names could I imagine being a person who plays tennis? Well, of the three there, Serena Williams is definitely the name of a tennis player. I've heard of her. She definitely plays tennis. Naomi Osaka, I feel like I recognise that one as well. But Charlie Simmons says Swiss, they all play it. Charlie, that is not the Christmas spirit. You've pulled the rug out from under me. All right, then, they all play tennis. Which name makes me think the most of Australia? Probably Victoria. Don't tell me the logic's flawed here. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to go Naomi Osaka, simply because I had heard of her. I had heard of Serena Williams, but I feel like maybe Serena Williams was a bigger, better, more famous tennis player who won things a little while ago, maybe not now. Whereas the fact that I've heard of the name Naomi Osaka and I know nothing to do with tennis suggests to me maybe she's more of a relevant person in tennis today. That's the best logic for the guess there. And it was wrong. I should have gone with Victoria because that's the name that reminds me of Australia. Damn it. Damn it. Did any of you guys get that one? Oh, well. It's fine. It's all good fun. No, it was Azarenka in 2012 and 2013. Belarusian Sabalenka beat China's Zheng Kui. They're really not making it easy for me with these names, are they? Having progressed through the rounds without dropping a single set, blah, 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 blah. Very good at tennis. All right, then. Lee Hallam says, I would have said Serena. So you would have also been wrong, but just wrong in a different direction from me. All right. Next question. Tributes were paid to broadcaster Steve Wright, who died in February after more than 4 decades on BBC Radio. Which of these shows did he not regularly present during his time on Radio 1 and Radio 2? I might struggle with this one. I listened to a bit of radio when I was younger. To be honest, I don't think I've listened to any radio for... I mean, you know what they say about my generation and younger. We hardly watch TV, let alone listen to radio. Pick of the Pops, Radio 2 Breakfast Show, Sunday Love Songs. Which of these shows did he not regularly present during his time on Radio 1 and Radio 2? All right, then. If he'd been on there for 4 decades... I'm going to say probably at some point he hosted the breakfast show. Maybe, because if he's been around for that long and he was such an established guy, the breakfast show seems like a big sort of tentpole show for a person to host, especially if they're well known. So I'm going to say he hosted the radio breakfast show. Pick of the Pops or Sunday Love Songs. Which one of these did he not host? I know there was another guy who was quite well known for being on the radio who the BBC fired not long ago because they wanted to pivot to a younger demographic, and then he went over to like a rival commercial station, Absolute Hits Radio or something like that, and that was a bit of a thing. I can't remember what his show was called. Quizmaster, Pop Quizmaster, something like that. This is irrelevant, half-known trivia anyway. All right, so we're saying it's not the breakfast show. Sunday, what did he not present? Sunday Love Songs or Pick of the Pops? Lee Hallam says Pick of the Pops, but not sure. I'm going to go with you on this one, Lee. Let's say Pick of the Pops. No, it was Radio 2 Breakfast Show. Wow. All right, well, my logic is totally flawed for guessing these then, isn't it? No, it was the Radio 2 Breakfast Show. Although Wright occupied various slots during his career, it was his afternoon show for which he was best known, hosting it for 12 years on Radio 1 and 23 years on Radio 2. Okay. His last program was a pre-recorded special Valentine's Day edition of his Sunday Love Songs broadcast the day before he died. Okay, next question. Taylor Swift stole the show at this year's Grammy Awards, becoming the first performer to win Album of the Year 4 times. But who beat her to the coveted Song of the Year award? Was it Miley Cyrus, Billie Eilish, or SZA? Billie Eilish, I hear a lot about these days. I think she's quite popular. SZA, I've never heard of. Although that could be an indicator that might be the right answer, because I'm not that in tune with pop music. Miley Cyrus, I feel like Miley Cyrus was more of a... I heard more of Miley Cyrus in the 2010s than this decade. So it's a guess. I'm going to go with Billie Eilish, because that's the one that I've heard of. accepting the possibility that because I've never heard of SCA, it could well be that one as well. All right, then. Have you got your guesses, guys? Lee says he's never heard of SCA either. Let's go with Billie Eilish. Hey, it was Billie Eilish. All right, good. We're back in the game, guys. Well done. It was Billie Eilish who won it with What Was I Made For? Swift had previously been tied on the best 3 albums wins with Stevie Wonder, Paul Simon, and Frank Sinatra. In a ceremony dominated by women, Killer Mike was the night's top male winner, taking 3 rap trophies. All right, then. How far through this are we? Is it telling us what number questions we're on? 8 out of 13. All right, then. A dog walker in northern England risked losing a finger to pull an invasive species of reptile thousands of miles from home from a lake. What name was given to the alligator snapping turtle? Oh, and Charlie Simmons says of the previous question, her name is pronounced Scissor, not S-Z-A. How am I to know? How am I to know? God, I look like such a boomer, don't I? Oh, who is this S-Z-A? M-in-M? Who's that? What was the name given to the alligator snapping turtle? Fluffy, Spike, Spiny Norman. Spike seems like the appropriate name. Fluffy seems like the ironic name. Spiny Norman. That seems oddly specific. Are they just trying to throw me here? I've got no idea. Do any of you guys know this one? And Blue Guy says S-Z-A, not S-Z-A. Oh, no. The hill I will die on, I'm afraid, Blue Guy, is that when I was a young boy, I watched Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network. I did not watch Dragon Ball Z. I don't care if it's an Americanism. My greatest exposure to the letter Z is it as the letter Z. There is no Z. And it's not often I'll side with the Americans or anything. And when you're singing the ABCs, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z feels right. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. Lee Hallam says Fluffy on the Little John principle. Blue Guy says Spike, I think. Well, I've got no idea, but to distinguish me from you guys, I'm going to say Spiny Norman, just for the hell of it. It was Fluffy, so well done, Lee. No, it was Fluffy. The turtle is native to swamps and rivers in southern parts of the US. Denise Chamberlain saw a social media post after the creature and recognized the species, having lived in Florida. Miss Chamberlain retrieved Fluffy with the help of others before delivering it safely to a local vet. All right, then. Question number 9. King Charles III thanks the nation for messages of support sent to him following the news he was being treated for cancer. Among some 7,000 cards he received, what was printed on one said by palace aides to have particularly amused the king? At least you don't have to wear a cone. Laughter is the second best medicine. Red wine is the best. Whatever you do, don't Google it. I feel at least you don't have to wear a cone. I don't know the answer to this one, but that one's I'm being drawn to that one for some reason. At least you don't have to wear a cone. So yeah. What about you guys? What are you putting for this one? I've already revealed my guess. Well, okay. I'm gonna answer it. Let's see. At least you don't have to wear a cone. Hey, all right, it was. Maybe I knew that. Maybe I remembered it, and that's how I got it right. Lee Hallam had guessed Google. Bad luck, Lee. That's right. It was at least you don't have to wear a cone, accompanied by a picture of a dog. The king spent several months looking at the card and laughed at it every day when he woke up in the morning and every day before he went to bed at night. Well, how about that? I'm pleased that he enjoyed it so much. Next question, number 10. Barbie may have won at the box office, but Oppenheimer dominated the Oscars in March as Christopher Nolan's film took home 7 gold statuettes. But which star almost stole the show after they suffered a wardrobe malfunction while accepting their award? John Cena, Davine Joy Randolph, or Emma Stone? Okay. Blue guy says at least you're not a nonce. Brackets like Prince Andrew. Which star stole the show after they suffered a wardrobe malfunction while accepting their award? So Dr. Richmond, also in bed, has guessed Cena. I'm gonna the only like hearing the phrase wardrobe malfunction, that's making me think of Janet Jackson and that infamous Super Bowl bit that happened. So I'm guessing it wasn't anything as notorious as exactly what happened to her. But I feel like it was probably one of the 2 women. I'm assuming Davine Joy Randolph is the name of a woman as well. So I feel it's more likely to be a woman than John Cena. I don't know what John Cena would have worn that would have malfunctioned. Lee Hallam says the only one I've heard of though is Miss Stone. So I'm going with either Davine or Emma Stone. I'm going to go with Davine Joy Randolph. Why not? Nope, it was Emma Stone. All right, then. Nope, it was Emma Stone, whose dress came undone when she stood to accept her award for Best Actress. Former wrestler Cena appeared on stage entirely naked. Oh, right, yeah, I remember that now. Now that you've said it, I remember seeing that. Save for a strategically placed envelope carrying the name of the winner for Best Costume category. Randolph was immaculately attired as she dedicated her win for Best Supporting Actress to herself. Good for her. Sir Richmond, also in bed, said I had a wardrobe malfunction in the comments. My pants fell down. So Richmond, again, congratulations for your nomination into the finals for Sidetrack of the Year. I've always meant to ask, what party do you represent, Sir Richmond, awesome in bed MP? Are you a member of a party, or are you one of these independents that got elected? I would like to know. Okay, question number 11. 6 people died when a cargo ship crashed into a major bridge over the Patapsco River in the U.S. port of Baltimore. After which artist was the ship named? The Leonardo da Vinci, the Salvador Dali, or the Michelangelo? I don't think I know this one. I'm leaning towards Michelangelo. Not feeling particularly strongly about that one way or another. But the Michelangelo has a decent enough ring to it as the name of a ship, I suppose. All right then. Well, any of you guys, any guesses? I'm gonna go with Michelangelo. All right then. Let's see. Nope, it was the Salvador Dali. Okay, then. Sorry, it was Salvador Dali. The ship lost power before colliding with the Francis Scott Key Bridge, killing 6 workers who have been repairing potholes in the road surface. The damage took months to repair and stalled commercial shipping into the port, one of the busiest in the US. Wow, way to bring us down over Christmas, BBC. Lee Hallam says, I'm not sure the Salvador Dali ship would float. Oh, I like it. Richmond, also in bed, by the way, tells us I was independent, but I have now joined the For the Rich party, a party to help the top 2%. Well, you know what? It's good that the top 2% are getting a look at it. So it's always the top 1% getting noticed. But what about the 1% below the 1%? They never get noticed. Good on you. Good on you. What a surreal incident, says Blue Guy. Behave. All right then. Question 12 out of 13. Donald Trump saw off all challengers to secure the Republican Party's nomination for the 2024 election. Who was the only opponent to defeat the former president in any of the primaries held to decide the candidate? Was it Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, or Nikki Haley? I think I know this one. Maybe I think it was Nikki Haley. I definitely don't think it was Chris Christie. I know that Ron DeSantis was the one that was touted to be the successor to Trump once upon a time. It never happened. But something about Nikki Haley is very... You guys are all saying Nikki Haley as well. All right, I think it's Nikki Haley. I think it was Nikki Haley. And then after she had won whichever state it was, there was immense pressure on her from the Trump team to be like, stop it, Nikki Haley. How dare you stay in this race and win some of the contests? Get out of the contest. Move aside. All right, then. You're all saying Nikki Haley. I'm feeling pretty good about Nikki Haley. It was Nikki Haley. Yes, US Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, who won the contest in she won 2, Washington, DC, and Vermont, but it was not enough to derail Mr. Trump, who comfortably defeated Miss Haley, as well as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, and businessman Vivek Ramaswamy during the winter's primary season. Okay, and final question of part 1 of the quiz here. British runner Jasmine Paris made history by becoming the first woman to finish one of the world's hardest ultra marathons. In which US state are the grueling Barclay marathons held? Arkansas, see, pronounced right that time. Georgia or Tennessee? I don't know. I'll preface everything else I say right now by saying I don't know. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Total guess, Tennessee. Hey, there we go. The guess is paid off. Well done, Sir Richmond Awesome in Bed. You got it as well. Yes, it's Tennessee. Contestants have 60 hours to complete the course, which covers 100 miles. Oh my God. Wow. All right, then. Breathless 7 out of 13. That's okay. We just about scraped through over half. I suppose that's satisfactory. I'm not chuffed about the result, but hey, you know what? Part 1 of 4 didn't let me down. 7 out of 13. We can work with that. We can build on that for the remaining 3 parts, guys. Dr. Richmond also in bed says I got 13 out of 13. Of course you did. Of course you did. Frank said 6 out of 13 for me, Swiss. An honest answer from Frank there. By the way, Frank, as I've said to the others, congratulations for making it through to the final Sports Side Chatter of the year. All right then. So that's it for part 1. They'll be dropping the other 3 parts over the course of this week. So we will be coming back here to do the rest of them. So jot down your scores somewhere, guys, so you can keep track as well, and we'll play along, see who does the best. The final thing that I want to share with you before we go today is I received a very special present for Christmas here. Sadly, when I was opening it, I ripped off some of the front covers, so it doesn't look quite as pretty as it would. But what this is allegedly the world's hottest chip. Can you handle the 2.2 million Scoville that this chip punches? Get some cold drinks ready. Ensure you eat something first. It's not suitable for children or teenagers. You should consult a doctor if you have any adverse effects. I think I read somewhere it said that you shouldn't have it if you're pregnant either. And they've got very, very strict instructions for this thing. Cut the top off the packet and shimmy the chip up to eat. Do not touch the chip directly. And the challenge is, how long can you last without having a drink immediately after eating the chip? So, where's my chip? Here we are. So this is the chip in question. And this is apparently 2.2 million Scoville, which places it amongst the hottest peppers known to man. I think it's based off of the Carolina Reaper. I don't know much about spicy food, but I've heard of the Carolina Reaper. Not suitable for children or teenagers. So my plan for this bad boy, guys, is I'm going to do a video at some point where I try to... You only got 1 Dorito, says Blue Guy. Yeah, that's right. You know, cost of living and all that. Normally I get a nice big bag of chili heat wave. My family only got me 1 Dorito this year. So what I'm going to do at some point, okay, is I'm going to do a video where I have this chip, and then in the immediate aftermath of eating it, whilst not having a drink, I'm going to attempt to give you my predictions for 2025. You know, technology predictions, politics predictions, any of that kind of stuff. I'm basically going to try and fight through the suffering and see how long I can go telling you what I think is going to come in the year ahead without drinking after having this chip. Because if there's one thing I know from watching the internet, it's that people really love to see people punish themselves for the entertainment of others. So this is coming soon. This will happen. This will happen soon. Let me just I really don't want to accidentally break the chip, so I'm handling this thing like a Ming vase. So we'll just put it back in the box there for the time being. There we are. I could do it at the end of the Milky Awards. That would make a good little send off for the Milkies, wouldn't it? Give you all the winners, and then have the chip live on stream. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, speaking of the Milkies, I know most of you guys here in the chat have already voted because on my nice little Google Forms thing I've got, it tells me the names of everyone who's voted. But nonetheless, any of you out there who are watching, go vote in the Milkies. You have until the 29th of December, so you've still got a few days left to do it. We are 2 voters away from matching the number of people who have participated in the nomination stage. So we're very nearly surpassed that. And then we can head on over to the finals. It's looking like a race between Donald Trump and Bashar Assad to see who can scoop up the most Milkies this year, because they are omnipresent in many of the categories. Otherwise, more domestically, Keir Starmer and Nigel Farage are in the running for a few as well. And of course, we have our dear regular guests and side chatters as well. So good luck to all of you. There's nothing more prestigious than a Milky. Put it on your LinkedIn profile in your CV. They will hire you just like that. Have some milk handy, says Lee Hallam. You know what? That makes it pretty appropriate, doesn't it? Surely I've got to have the world's hottest chip and a glass of milk at the ready at the end of the Milky Awards. It might just be the first ever time I've drank milk during the Milkies. It's about damn time. Anyway, folks, I will see you guys again sooner rather than later, I'm sure, either for another part of the quiz or something else. I hope you guys are enjoying the holidays. Merry Christmas to you all. I'll see you later on. Ta-ta.